The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Check nickel. Recon, 132 fighter.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Ready. Got a lady.
Stafford on first down. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism. Great hand-eye coordination. Guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5.
Watch 18. 18's the mic. 50.
They'll try the left side. McFarland. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. From the 38, Stafford. And that's complete to Jesse James. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 25-yard line.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Watch twist. Easy, alert. Kill. Hey, turn it. Stay 50.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Watch 18. Double right.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Stafford. Open man. He's got him. The tight end, Hockenson. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Joe Mixon with touchdown number 8 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
On first down, Mixon. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad. There's more coming. There's more of that coming.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. And they'll get this down to the 10. That one good for 16 as the drive continues.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive.
Hey. He's checking. Crash.
They'll run on first down. Mixon. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
You must be getting tired. Like, out. Check 99. Middle.
The toss play to Mixon. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Not time enough for a play and then a timeout, you wouldn't think. So with 4 seconds left, they're going for it. The final shot before the break, Stafford. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece. 7-7 our score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter three.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Again, it's Jones. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. To throw, it's Rodgers. And Adams has it, complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there of 20 yards. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 44-yard line.
Mike Turner, 258. Hey, 626. Watch that in. Cut it right.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeered to be a case of see ball, get ball.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. After the run, now Stafford going to throw. That's complete to John Ross. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now Stafford. He got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A very solid gain of 27.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Hey, yellow lady! Yellow lady!
On first down, Mixon, and he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. He's alert. Hey, watch it. Middle. Check 50.
On 2nd down now. McFarland. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4.
So statistically, both of these offenses have a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right, you look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Back now at Ford Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 23. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Alert 3. Alert 3. Alert 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. Mike 56. Mike 56.
They'll run on 1st down. McFarland. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Smooth.
They'll keep it on the ground. McFarland. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage. Work on that clock. See if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football. Gain some yardage and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Stafford down to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now a give, right side. McFarland. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go. 4th quarter, you've got the lead. You have to stay in bounds and run that clock. Coaches, that'll drive them crazy.
Sacrifice a yard or two if you have to. Just go down, in bounds, keep that clock going. It's almost like he was caring more about his fantasy stats than it was about winning the game, and that has to drive a coach crazy.
22. Hey, dude. Check 56. Quit talking about it and bring it. Mike 56. Mike 56.
Throwing on 3rd down. Stafford. Open man has got it, complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 26. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, you don't want to see me. Like 7. Hey, 25's the mic. We'll go 25's the mic. Big stop.
Here's Stafford. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And he's into the clear. He's at the 40, 20, 10, 5. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. So a big turn of events there. This defense makes the play. They return it for the score, and now they have the lead.
So much for ball security for the offense. Playing with a lead in the second half. They give the ball up, and all of a sudden they're behind.
Big-time fumble. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the lead is now 14 to 10. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Watch the safety creep. 49, check 49, check 49. 22. Check.
They'll try the left side. McFarland. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Stafford. And that is incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson. And it's 3rd and 4. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. We'll check on his status when we get back. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Easy work. It's easy work. It's coming again.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Stafford buying time to his left. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Jesse James, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are going to jump back in front. They do tack on the extra point as well. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Hey, Alpha.
Back to throw. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And a Packer first down.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Back to throw. And that's complete to Adams. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Rodgers to throw. Being chased out left. And he's going to keep it here. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, not much there that time. And I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he'd just throw the ball away and he winds up only picking up a yard or two.
Back to throw. Rodgers. Now a desperation throw deep down. He's got it. That's St. Brown. Touchdown Packers. Equanimous St. Brown. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
A score that puts them in front here late, but not, you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They're down here in a 1-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jackson. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. They'll go again to Jones. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. 30, 10, and he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.